I got to tell you, this Peyton Manning story is one that I really didn't have much interest in talking about. He's a degenerate pervert. When he's a college student, he's showing his putting his testicles on a woman's face and then lying about it and not get punished for it and made her leave. She had to leave the school she was at. That's pretty much what the story was. When Peyton, I'll go back a little bit. When he was at Tennessee, he was getting his foot checked on by a trainer. He thought it'd be a good idea to, I guess, make a move on her by shoving his testicles and his ass on her face. I don't know. Maybe that's how they do it at the University of Tennessee, because they damn sure at that time couldn't beat Florida. So I guess that's what they focused on, how to hit on women in stupid ways. And she didn't like it. She told the authorities and or the higher ups in the athletic department and a rape counseling group, and she ended up leaving the school, and Peyton Manning ended up doing wind sprints. That's how they adjudicated it. So it is what it is. They paid her off, and she left. That part of the story is probably very common if you know anything about athletics, especially in the 90s, and probably like 5 years ago as well. But here's the rub. It's not what happened with that. That's the story. It's how the Manning family, the University of Tennessee, the NFL probably, and the media all covered for this Peyton Manning and created an image and a facade that wasn't real, and then used that facade to rake in millions of dollars and to impugn the character and put down other people. So let me explain something to you about Peyton Manning's image. He's the good old boy, the all-American boy, the great smart quarterback, the football savant, the sheriff now they call him. And they talked about how he was able to do it and how he was the best through hard work and probably a southern accent or something stupid like that. At the end of the day, that was a facade. That wasn't who Peyton Manning really was. He was a good football player, but he also was sort of a degenerate. And he wasn't just a degenerate for what he did in 1996. It's what he did afterwards, and that's what I'm going to discuss a little bit. See, when Peyton Manning went through this incident at first, he lied. He said, I was just mooning somebody else. That person that he said he was mooning, he said, no, you weren't mooning me. I don't know what you're talking about. That person was also a football player on the team who had reason to defend his teammate but didn't. So he told the truth. What did he get for that truth? The University of Tennessee didn't renew his scholarship. They got rid of him for not protecting the golden boy. The trainer, as I mentioned, she had a settlement and had to leave Tennessee, and they kept the quarterback. He had to do some wind sprints. Tennessee won a lot of football games, but ironically, they didn't win a national title until the good old boy, the sheriff, the whatever he is, the greatest regular season quarterback of all time, left Tennessee. And then with T. Martin, he led them to a championship. So it is what it is, right? So, in of itself, that's not anything special or unique what happened there. So everything's good. So what happened afterwards? In 2003, the Mannings wanted to increase their brand even more and wrote a book about good old Archie Manning and good old Peyton Manning and how the Manning family persevered through hard work, discipline, and God-fearingness to become a super family and produce not only great football players but young men of character. See, Archie knew that this story was out there, so they had to concoct some type of story just in case somebody might have heard of it. See, the agreement was for that young lady to, if anyone asked her what happened, was to blame it on someone else. Matter of fact, if someone else was a black player on the team that they named and said, blame it on this guy. See, the Manning family was so callous, and the University of Tennessee was so callous, that they were willing to sacrifice another man who wasn't involved in the incident at all for the malfeasance of the actions of Peyton Manning. And that's what happened. But she decided not to do that, and she went on. I think she was training at a school in Florida. She became an athletic trainer there, got another job, and Peyton Manning and the Mannings decided to write this book, and as a preemptive strike, I'm guessing, they sent a dossier to her school letting them know what kind of vulgar woman she was, right? And how bad a person she was. Then, in the book, they mentioned that she lost her job and she decided to sue University of Tennessee and the Manning family, Peyton Manning, for defamation of character. So what happened when that suit went in? Peyton Manning went in there, and he had to come up with some lies to explain why he wasn't really defaming her character. So he made up a story about how, as a married woman, she was a very vulgar person, and not only did she curse, as they mentioned in the book, but she also consorted with black men. Wow, black athletes. Oh my goodness. So they were implying that this woman who was married was a coal burner, a mud shark, and to speak as Peyton and Archie did, a nigger lover. And even though people testified that she did not curse, they testified, which is, big deal if you curse. I curse. Shoot, what's wrong with that? Shit. Even though she didn't curse, and even though she was married at the time and she wasn't cheating on her husband, they thought the best way to make her look like a bad person was to imply she was with a black man. See, in the Manning mind, a white woman, and they mentioned she had big boobs too, a white woman with big boobs, one of the biggest sins she could create or commit is to be with black men. Remember, they were going to blame this on a black guy in the first place. So we know who you are, Peyton. We know who you are, Archie. You're a bunch of just typical redneck, deep south rednecks. Just typical. Nothing special to you. You're a decent quarterback, that is right. But, just be honest with you, you ain't, if I was in a pressure situation, a big game, I damn sure wouldn't choose your ass. But hey, you're a good football player. I digress. This isn't about football. It's about what the media did. See, the media knew about this story, and some people wrote about it. And when they wrote about this story, people quickly dismissed it without looking at the facts. USA Today received this information, and they sat on it. See, and they didn't talk about this at all because they were all protecting the image of Peyton Manning. He represented something in America and for America for them. He was the conquering hero. And they didn't want him to be torn down. We'd rather waste our time tearing down people like T.O., Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb. To be honest with you, later on, Tom Brady. I'm gonna digress on this a little bit, but what I don't get is we got more attention and coverage for Tom Brady possibly deflating or knowing about the deflation of footballs than this guy covering up a story about what he did and ruining people's lives and careers to protect his image. That's much worse. The media, though, was complicit. They hid this story. You can look at it now. The only reason why I'm talking about it is not them hiding the story, but the way they're whitewashing this now. Saying, the only reason why people are talking about this is because Peyton Manning is a great quarterback and Cam Newton was criticized. Or, they're just trying to tear him down now because they always have to tear down our heroes. What do you mean your heroes? This guy did something that people should discuss. That's what we do in this country. We discuss things. This guy should be looked at as for what he is. To me, what he did was wrong 20 years ago, but that's not the big issue. Forget that. Who am I to forgive him for that? It's not. He didn't do it to me. I don't care. Be honest with you, it's over, done with. But what bothers me is the way he tried to ruin people's lives. Not only some generic black guy on the team that they wanted to fake the fall for this, but also this young lady and how they went after her, and the things they said and the racist things they said in order to justify their attack of her. See, that's who Peyton Manning really is. That's what America really is. He, to me, represents America more than anything else. He's a liar. He's a guy that does what he wants to do, and then when he gets caught, lies about it, and is protected by you. Because you believe in the image, and you want to believe in him as a hero. You want to believe in him as a good person when he's not. Forget it. He's not a good person. He's an asshole. So what? He's a good football player. Find some other damn hero or be your hero for your damn self. You don't need him. But you damn sure don't need to glorify him and then use him as a weapon to attack other people. Because your hero doesn't stand up. And that's the reason why a lot of people talk about Peyton Manning is that he's used in contrast to people. If you remember in 2013 or 2014 Super Bowl, when they were getting their ass kicked by the Seattle Seahawks, it was Peyton Manning versus the loud renegade mouth black players. Richard Sherman and what's his name? Marshawn Lynch. This year it was Peyton Manning versus the classless, renegade, loudmouth Cam Newton. It's always that. He's classy, everybody else isn't. But let's tell the truth. He's not classy. Right? He's a dirty, nasty, racist person. Right? What I mean by that is he was willing to ruin people just to protect his image. You know, that player that they said mooned him, they said he mooned, basically said, hey, Peyton, I don't know why you're lying. Just fess up. Nobody's going to care. People will probably look at it well for you. You ruined this lady's career, and you're continuously doing it. All you have to do is just be honest. I don't know why you're not being honest. He's not being honest because he doesn't have to be. Peyton Manning is not honest because you don't really, at the end of the day, most Americans don't want him to be. They want to believe that John Wayne really was a hero. They want to believe that Thomas Jefferson didn't commit rape against Sally Heming. They want to believe in their heroes. But at the end of the day, you don't have any. I'm out.